What's going on, guys? So we're at the shop. It's been a while, but today we got both S14's in the shop. I'm going to be doing riv nuts for the over fenders. We're getting rid of the rivets and we're going to replace them with riv nuts, and we're also going to be doing that on 90% of the places where we always use self tappers, because 2021 less self tappers. But yeah, or zip ties. But with Jake's car,
yeah, we're just cutting out the quarters a little more. They kind of had them like not really cut too nice, and I got to patch the inside panels. There's like a hole where rocks can get kicked up inside the car and stuff, and I don't really want that. Also in the back part, I don't really want rocks and rubber in the radiator. So I'm gonna patch those up today, weld up some panels, and try to prime the whole chassis for the wrap, and prime and paint the cage. That's pretty much it. Just a lot of tedious work really with welding those patches in, but yeah, it's basically.
alright, so what I'm going to be doing is going through and drilling out all the rivets that they have around the whole outer part of the over fender and getting rid of those, so that way I can do nutserts, which I'm just drilling out the holes bigger, putting in the nutserts, so that way when I put the over fender back on, all I have to do is actually just screw a screw into it rather than having to drill out a rivet or put a rivet in. So I already got this side taken off. I still have to drill out all the rivets and take this side off, but I'll get a little time lapse of me going through and putting the nutserts in and then mocking up the over fender. Alright, so I got the over fender off. I'm just going to go ahead and clean up underneath it, get all the dirt off and stuff like that, and get ready to start drilling out the holes bigger for the nutserts. Alright, so I got the panel wiped down, cleaned out underneath. It's covered in dirt, dust, and so now what I'm going to be doing is going through with my bigger drill bit and just going through and drilling out where they had the prior rivets holding the panel on. Okay, so I got all the holes that were prior there drilled out to the next size, so that way I can put the nutserts in. So I'm gonna start putting in the nutserts, and then I can start to put the over fender back on. So I got them all drilled out, put the nutserts in, and I also went through and put all the screws in the spots temporarily just for now, so that the over fender can be on the car until I get new hardware. But a lot better than using rivets. It'll be easy to pull off, especially if you're at the track and you have to pull it off for whatever reason. You just pull it off real quick and I don't have to find a freaking rivet gun to rivet the panel back on or use self tappers. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing also here shortly is removing most of what's left of the interior, like the dash, the seats, pulling out the hydro, anything I can really find in here that I don't want to get painted. I'm going to be pulling, and then I got to go through and sand down the whole interior, sand down the cage, because they just kind of, the cage is bare metal, so it's a little bit rusty. So I'm going to be sanding that down completely. I'm going to be doing the cage teal color, but the rest of the interior I'm going to be doing a gloss black, and I'm going to be doing a gloss black single stage just because it's easier to paint. I don't got to worry about clear coat or anything like that. And yeah, so that'll be something to look forward to here in future videos. We're also going to be doing soon paint and stuff like that for the inside of Jake's car also. He wants to get the cage painted, and pretty much he's just trying to get everything done exterior wise while he waits for the parts for his engine to come in, which I'm not sure how long. It could be a little while. COVID's kind of really messing with things, but as long as everything exterior wise is done, it'll be pretty solid, because then we can just go head first straight into the engine and try to get it completely ready for the very first event. For now, we will go over to Jake and let him talk about what he is doing with his car currently.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys like how they had the quarter panels cut before. You know, not the greatest cuts. You can see right in there, just throwing rocks up inside the car. Actually, there's a shit ton of rocks in there. but don't really want to be throwing rocks inside the car, you know, just kind of chance hitting yourself and just getting the inside of the car dirty. So I actually went and I cut the other side out already. See that? I just cut all that out, but I want to patch that right there. And then this one right here, just so like rocks don't get into the radiator and whatnot. And also real quick, we finished up the rear lines, just going to the rear of the radiator. I'd like to like probably not have a whole rubber hose like this. Just that's what I had, and so that's kind of what we did, just to mock it up and do something a little better with the shroud. But do that, we'll do that eventually. But I was just kind of excited to get both lines, you know, to the radiator. So that's it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get to work. So I got the panel welded in on the driver's side. Came out pretty good. Should block the rocks coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down all the rubber built up in the wheel well and vacuum out all the rocks. Put the rubber in there. And then go ahead and probably sand the quarter down and just prime it quick. And undercoat the wheel well. And then do the other side. So yeah, get the sanding.
Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. We got pretty much everything done that we had planned to do today. I got all the nutserts and the over-fenders on both sides of mine. I started doing it on Jake's car also, and he's been trucking away at his car. He's got most of it primed and everything. He's getting it ready for when we do the vinyl wrap on it. Tomorrow we'll probably shoot a video on prepping the interiors of the car, getting them ready for paint and all that. But is there anything you want to say?
We ended up patching up both like rear sections where there's holes into the car. You saw the one side already, and then other side's basically the same. And like you said, riv nuts on the 1/4 panel. We gotta do the other side, but tomorrow we're gonna be prepping the cage and hopefully painting the cage. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Alright guys, catch you in the next one.